thought you might find it interesting. Can you see the sweat there? It's hot today.
Oh yeah, and the other thing is it's fucking fast.
It's fast.
Well, look at the motor. That's the motor, which is completely illegal.
Oh, there's a motor.
No, that thing.
Okay.
1500 watts.
1500 watts.
Do it.
Because I'm really fast, have you seen?
That was really fucking quick.
Let's get a little bit of a close up here.
Tell me you're a whole building.
No, gosh.
The skies as well.
I'm a 17-day hunger striker, mate. It's impossible that I'm going to be old Bill, I can tell you that for sure. I am a 17-day hunger striker. This bike's been shipped from China. You can only get it online apparently. He's just paid 800 quid tax for it. 3,700 did you say is worth?
All together, it was 4,600.
4,600. Well, these phones are really created by them, aren't they? After all. But yeah, what a lovely bike. Nice. Check out them tyres on that. Brand spanking new.
The tyres are good, they're road tyres. It's difficult to find. Most of the forged tyres are quite long ones, like off-road ones.
Yeah.
I've got a really nice American electric bike for sale, brand new.
Electric bike.
0 miles.
0 mile.
It goes 28 miles an hour.
Okay.
Want me to tell you what it is? You can have a look.
I would like to. I'm actually recording. I was recording it at the moment, but yeah, I would like to.
Are you local?
I am local. Yeah, I'm a local. I've been in here local since 1973. Seriously.
I've worked in Fortress Studios. 95 to 2000. Did you ever know it?
Fortress Studios. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Fortress. Yeah.
Primal Scream were in there.
Recording studios. Okay. Okay. I bet there is. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I bet it is. I have. I know a similar place to that down here in Shoreditch called the Strong Room Studio.
In the strong rooms a few times.
You played in the Strong
We
Room.
rehearsed in there actually.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I can't remember the band. But yeah, I know strong room.
Yeah, very famous. It used to be at one point one of the rarest faders systems, 16 fader system. Apparently you couldn't get it anywhere in Europe, and it was just there in the strong room. But I'm going back a couple of decades ago, I'm talking. But yeah, I've met some interesting people in there. Carl Cox. I stayed up Carl Cox's house Christmas night. I think, and then they were doing a gig on the sea.
Forgive my ignorance, who is Carl Cox?
Carl Cox is he's a known DJ for techno music.
Okay, I'm not.
But yeah, I've also met loads of people. Fergal Sharkey from there. I met loads of people, loads of famous people. Even Take That before they were famous as well. Yeah, ironically. Yeah.
There was a car park behind that studio, and we used to, when it was a music studio, there was a caravan, there was a little kind of drive-through. It's the Art Deco looking building, that was the studio.
Okay.
Right back behind, and there was a car park empty, so Sean who ran the studio used to do parking for local people who were working, yeah, because it wasn't really what it is now, yeah. And the guy who looked after the car park, Jeff, Car Park Jeff, as we called him. He was the original singer in Duran Duran. Before Simon Le Bon, yeah.
In Duran Duran, going back
And he
the
was a better
days.
singer than Simon.
Okay.
But he was a short guy and he didn't kind of, he wouldn't have sold the record.
Yeah, because they sang the Lebanon, didn't they? They sang that song. I'm from Lebanon, originally.
Really?
Yeah. But I've been here. I went to school local. I'm a local here. I went to school here. I'm school classmates of King Robbo. Do you know King Robbo?
I live in Brixton and I'm from Northampton, but I've been here since 1987.
87.
You know a guy called Kamal who
Who?
Kamal, he lives
No.
on the corner. He's from, he's Lebanon as well, Australian.
Okay.
But he's like a really successful tour manager and works with Grace Jones and Soft Cell and all that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know him. I don't know any Lebanese in this country. Don't know any Lebanese, and maybe I'm lucky that I don't know any Lebanese. On that note, I bid you a good day.
So you've been hunger striking for the Palestinians, or?
I was a hunger striker because I was detained unlawfully over a phone call from a British MP from this constituency here in Islington, which was a quote harassment charge. Why? Because I sent a tweet which didn't violate Twitter rules or anything, and I was detained under this quote harassment charge, and I went on hunger strike for 17 days. Incommunicado, meaning communicado, lawyer, no contact with MP, no contact with your embassy to be informed. Why? Because I made an extraordinary quote of a fact that has happened to me in the past, and they thought it was crazy.
Right. So how long ago was that?
In 2016.
So pretty recent.
So
Or in the zone of, okay, let's just lie about everything and it will make it go away, you know, like what's happening to you, or what's happening in Gaza, or what fucking happened with the government for the last, since Thatcher. And actually, it all went tits up with Nixon. He started it all.
Nixon,
Yeah, with the petrodollar. And
with the
the
petrodollar.
Saudis, the most evil fucking country on the planet. You know, they don't believe in Allah and all of that stuff, good stuff. They're just evil cunts.
It's funny because a lot of people know what Allah means, and you know, we have the word God here in London. We call the word God. Well, the word Allah, translated in English, means God. It doesn't mean someone's God. It actually means God. The word God.
Yeah.
So when you say the word Allah, even the Christians in Lebanon and the Maronites and the they all refer to the word Allah as God as well, because it's an English translation of the word God.
But there's a lot of problems with the word God, right? But it's just a label for a concept. And, but I
Oh,
prefer,
She said you've been with her all day.
Islamic
she'd like it.
thinking to Christian.
She's right.
Christianity is just fucked. And I know they're all ultimately produced, they're all the same thing. But I prefer the Hindu idea that everyone is God. There's not some big boss and then there's a tapered down pyramid, and if you don't bow down you're going to fucking go to hell. Fuck that. Everyone's God. We are all the fuck. What's your name?
Sam.
Give me a hug, man.
Hello, brother.
The universe has put us in front of each other. Why? Well, just so we can have a conversation and enjoy being alive. Maybe.
Yeah, I was fascinated by this
Enjoy
bike.
the
Yeah,
bike. It is a lovely bike. Yeah, the geometry of it is just unreal, and it does ride really fucking well.
How far does it go? How far speed?
Look, it's very. The frame is carbon fibre, so it's pretty flexible.
Okay.
It will do 36 miles an hour, but the problem is, I get through these small cogs like God knows what, because there's so much torque in the motor, and it strips the teeth. And
That's how they continue the service, after service, making money.
No, I have to do it.
Oh, okay.
There's no after service.
Oh, okay.
I get the bike. If you have something wrong with the part, they'll send a replacement. Like I had to get that swapped. But no, it's regular maintenance, regular bike shops. But people know what they're doing with e-bikes.
It's booming, isn't it, this business? I used to work in Deloitte and Touche down EC4, the accountancy firm. Downstairs in their basement, absolutely massive basement, piles and piles and piles full of bikes.
Really?
So how amazing. They've even got an actual shop in there that someone fixes people's bikes and does things. Massive floor. I was totally shocked how people are commuting these days, and it is a booming business now, repairing, loads of money in that.
Yeah, no, it's big business, man. It's the past and the future, all in one machine. Right, I'm going to the loo, but nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. What's your name?
Tim.
Tim.
Are you here? You're not here.
I'm going to have another coffee in a minute. I'm going to have a cigarette as well. So
swap numbers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell this American bike. Put it in your phone.
Oh yeah, the American bike.
The company's called Vintage Electric is the company.
Vintage Electric.
Yeah, and the bike is a Cafe.
Cafe.
Have a look. It's a lovely bike.
I'll Google it.
So
I've got it recorded, so I'll do it.
Warranty. I had a lot of problems with the original bike, so eventually they just sent me a whole new bike and new battery, and I've not ridden it, and it's in my bike shed, and I just want to sell it. If you had that imported, it's about £5,000.
What are you selling it for?
2.5.
2.5 grand.
Yep.
Gotcha.
If
All
you're
right.
interested.
Cool. All right.
Have a look at it. You'll love it.
Just a friendly person talking here. So today, I am gonna give you an update because I had an extraordinary experience today off of a solicitor company. An experience that I didn't expect. But I have touched on the subject of paralegal. When solicitor companies actually use very young youth, they pay them, I mean, like I said before, I've hired and fired more than your average person has in a managerial position. And I can tell you that when you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. So when you pay for bad quality, you're going to get bad quality. And when a little hormonal girl in a law firm, check my Twitter, it's called Debunking Tips. Debunking Tips is one word. Check my Twitter. There's a law firm there that I've just sent tweets out to, that I've contacted, who extraordinarily I debunked, was the law firm that helped me debunk Tucker's, the other solicitor firm. But that individual now, apparently he's ill, he's off sick, his name is Omar. And Omar, from that law firm, and look up my Twitter to see the firm that I'm in question, Omar told me that Tucker's have got hold of my file. They've applied for legal aid for it. Yeah, they've retained it. They're like, it was as if it was they're showing on their platform as allocated to them. Now, this is what Omar told me, and I have been calling solicitors for several weeks, trying to find out if I could get representation on a criminal case, and which was basically sending an email. And Omar tells me that Tucker's have retained it. So all the other firms that I'm calling, all the other companies that I'm calling, law firms, see if I can get representation. They're looking up the database, the platform, that common platform that they have, where all the lawyers and the judges and the courts have access to. Yeah, so there's Nice Limited. Yeah, all that information there, they're seeing that someone's already applied for it, like they're taking me on. But they never contacted me, Tuckers. Omar told me that it seems that's the why you might be getting rejected. You alright, mate? You're right. And so he debunked it. But before speaking to him, I'd spoken to a young girl in his office. Yeah? And that girl that I spoke to her about a week ago, when I rang up, she very abruptly put the phone down on me. Very rude, very, very rude. Young little girl. Yeah? I wouldn't put her past 27 years old, 28 years old, maybe. Maybe. No, I definitely wouldn't put her much past that, especially the way she portrayed herself on the phone. Now, she wouldn't let me, she told me last week that Omar is away and he'd be back because I wanted to talk to him and he was going to take on the case and he was going to deal with it. Now, ring her up with her rudeness and her attitude it eventually ended up with her saying your mum's a cunt. Yeah, let me just say that again. Your mum's a cunt. This is the Twitter I've sent out, the very last Twitter, or a couple of last ones. Click on reply on my debunking tips, one word, and you'll see it there. Now, when a paralegal says that to a client who's ringing up, yeah, whereby one of their own staff is alleging some unlawful activity, yeah, but whereby Tuckers was retaining my information, my presidential my case that I've got, not presidential, the case that I've got, so that no other law firm can get hold of it. And then come the day, I won't be getting representation for it, and it's doomed for failure. Or they would have their own duty legal aid solicitor that they've constructed and orchestrated to appear there, and it'll be doomed for failure. Now, you're looking at one of Hewlett Packard's former award-winning, what was it called again? It was the Bronze Award of Customer Service Excellence. When I was awarded this by the area manager, who by the way was my boss, the area manager was my boss for London at HP, and I was based in the most sensitive account for Hewlett Packard in London. I was based in there. I was based in there deliberately because of my diversifying ability to debunk things and deal with bottlenecks effectively in my career path within the trade that I've learned. And I have a considerable wealth of experience in third-party vendors. I used to be a third-party vendor, and as you know, when you're a third-party vendor, your firm starts getting you to do the cowboy work and to cut corners and learn the corners and learn how to save money and learn how to compromise health and safety. So I got all the way up to the top to work for HP, whereby my skills were utilized, and now I'm coming down to see the legal profession, and I have been debunking the legal profession since certainly, well, gosh, over 2-3 decades, 2-3 decades more, possibly more, yeah? Even debunking a Muslim lawyer who's swearing on the Bible at hybrid court magistrates, yeah? Jamil Ahmad. Tabernacle Street, there used to be a firm in Tabernacle Street. Yeah, it was that one. I debunked him in front of a judge. But why would a judge dismiss a man from the bar, strip him from his license? Why? Yeah? Because they're all in the bar, innit? They all work together. That's the way a cookie crumbles in the bar system here. So today, debunking this law firm was a very unfortunate experience, and I only wish I recorded it, but I want that name of that girl so I can expose her, and even if I have to go up to Bradford with a camera and a microphone just to take a picture from her on a public pavement, which I pay taxes on, yeah, and then put her up on social media. And if I get a call to go up towards Bradford, I guarantee you it. Watch this YouTube space coming to you. And while we're at it, yeah, this is not singling out any individual here in any particular way. All you who have abused your enforcement powers, who I've been confronted with, all you who have perverted the law, good luck. Good luck, mate. Oh yes, one second. All you who perverted the course of justice, If you look up the word on YouTube, you see, do an @ sign first, UCM, U for uni, CMEHERE at Hotmail. And enter that on YouTube and just press enter, and you'll get my Twitter. That's me. So my Facebook. That's me. Subscribe to me, and then you'll have my details there. Because I'm live at the moment doing a podcast. Yeah.
So I'll send you something about the bike.
Cool. Pleasure to see you, mate. So now what we've just debunked here is now what happened was I emailed the CEO of this company, and he spoke to me and he apologized to me, and he said that she will be going through disciplinary procedure. This girl was a bitch. She is a bitch. She is I don't know whether she needs more B6 tablets, yeah? She probably needs to inject B6 tablets up her veins so that when she goes to work, she doesn't bring in her attitude. Because she swore before, and she was very rude. And the person who corrected her after I phoned back again was Omar. Omar took my phone call and was very polite and dealt with me. Now, since then, Omar, what did Omar do? In case you lot don't understand here what I'm trying to bring forth, yeah. Omar exposed a law firm who had withheld my details so that all the public domain on that common platform of the bar would see that they're dealing with it. So all the phone calls that I've been calling other law firms to represent me, they're seeing that it's been taken over, but they're not telling me this, because they're assuming that they're waiting to contact me. And in the meantime, I'm being rejected by them, being rejected by this, we don't have the capacity, or this, or that, or this, or that. So, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. So now, what they've said was, I wanted to speak to Omar today, from this for BK Law, or BK, look it up on my Debunking Tips Twitter. So, but Omar, apparently, he's went to hospital. So I don't know if Omar has really gone to hospital, and the solicitor, one of the partners of the company, yep, there you go, one of the partners of the company, he's got me on, he just subscribed to me, and he's watching me live on his podcast. So one of the partners phoned me. He's a partner, one of the CEO partners, and apologised. But I still want her name. Yeah? Because I'm going to be confronted in front of magistrates, and the judge is going to say, why haven't you got a lawyer? Yeah? Because that's what happened last time. And they rang all the law firms that I already rang, just to verify that I was telling them the truth. Well, let me just tell you again here, dear people of the public. Yeah, I'm a man who believes in honesty is best policy. I was told this by one of Lebanon's. Anyway, let me tell you, yeah, he had the highest accountancy results in the country when he took the exams. Yeah, he told me that, and I travelled with that phrase in my life. That, you know, those lovely one-worded inspirational words that have so meaning to them. Sometimes you have to read them again, and they'll present to you a different meaning, subliminal meaning. Well, those inspirational words stuck with me, and if you apply that in your employ, in your work, I believe you'll be successful in your career. And honesty is best policy. And I wonder if that lawyer who called me, yeah, one of the partners, to apologise, I wonder if Iqbal is really off sick. Sorry, not Iqbal, Omar is really off sick. And I wonder if he has actually told me information that they didn't want to tell me. Yeah? Because I can tell easily. I can tell by listening. The tone of people, the passion, the way they come across. Even face to face is much better, without a doubt. But I can tell whether someone is helping you. Yeah? I've dealt with customer service from the days of when call centres were call centres, till the days until now where they are called service centres. And they are no longer called call centres. Yeah, but yet we are presented with call centres these days with shit call centre services. And now you'll be lucky to get a human person talking to you. You'll be very lucky. So a little bit angry why I've had to debunk this, but I've got, you know, I mean, fuck it. You lawyers think you can sit down and warp your and twist your platforms on the common platform of the bar. You know, I'm going to have access to that soon. Yeah. And if I find out that there's any wrong in there or an untruths, yeah, even if I can't deal with it legally and hold you accountable, which I will do, yeah, even if I can't do that, I will name and shame you, and I will put you out on social media, and I'll come round and do what I tell everybody in the world that I've spoken to or confronted me and have always made this accusation of threatening and abusive behaviour. I'll come round to the public pavement on the street that you're in, and I'll do a live podcast like I'm doing now, armed with this, my smartphone, and the and the microphone in it. And that's how I'll do it. And they call that threatening and abusive behaviour. So, you know, on a public pavement, I could do that. That's Section 33 of the Criminal of the Photography Act. You're allowed to do that. So nobody could tell you can't do that. Yeah. And you've seen me before, guys. People have told me, I've walked into places, people have told me to not record, and I've obliged. You know, I'm compliant from there. You know, I'm not here to confront anyone at all. You know, but when you insult my intelligence, when you deny me something that I'm entitled to, yeah, and when I know that legally I am entitled to that, but you're trying to put a stop to that, and there's a lot of trying to put a stop in my case, yeah. I think most of you now who've observed some of my podcasts, yeah. Where do you detect the madness? Where? I've debunked the chief inspector of both Camden and Islington police station, who now live on social media. He came out and he said live to the public on his Twitter account that he will carry out a fact-finding mission on my, quote, presidential case, unquote. That's what he said, and he said it on a tweet. I told him, you won't last in your job. You won't last 1 year, 2 years. And he resigned. I was right. But I exposed him to all my audience, and my audience, you know who you are. You know who you are. I've just had thousands of views on my podcast. Thousands, I can't even remember. Yeah, thousands. Yeah, it's gone straight up. Yeah, and if I'm fucking crazy, yeah, then why don't we bring in the consultant psychiatrists and pull out the notes that the police are not presenting? They're not presented to my family. Why? Why is it the medical professionals that I spoke to, yeah, are quite happy to tell my mum there's nothing wrong with me in front of police station, in the Islington police station, in front of psychiatrists and consultant psychiatrists? Why is it? Are they happy to tell her that? Yeah? But there's only one doctor in that hospital that has a reputation. Look up the word Huntercombe Hospital and punch up the word Sky News. Look what they've done. I tried to save people from being killed. One person in particular being killed there by informing both the police, both Thames Police, that I'm happy to be interviewed about how people how Huntercombe Hospital are treating the people. I contacted them because Huntercombe Hospital had just been accused of killing an 18-year-old girl. Hold on, no, sorry. I think she was a 9-year-old girl in custody, in Huntercombe Hospital. She died in custody. What did I say? Accused of killing. It was a 9-year-old girl that died in Huntercombe Hospital whilst in custody. These are the degenerate places that politicians send you over to shut you up. But you know why they wasn't successful? Yeah, I don't know why, but I'll tell you this, yeah. Because of the fact that I've had a phone call off of Babda Palace, because of the fact that I've had a phone call off of the former Prime Minister Saeed Hariri. Babda Palace was the President's office, off of General Adel Mashmoushi, who was Colonel Adel Mashmoushi at the time he phoned me. And the reason why was because of the DM that I got off of the President himself. And in case you lot want to know, yeah, no one can fucking call me a liar. Contact Dr. Ormstein. Yeah, first time I'll give you this information here on social media. Dr. Ormstein. Yeah? Consultant psychiatrist Dr. Ormstein. See the DM that I received from the President. He came to my fucking house. And he see it. And he wrote back to that rogue common purpose Dr. Alcock from Huntercombe Hospital. And he wrote back saying there's nothing wrong with Sam's tweeting about Palestine. It's normal. Yeah? And they're trying to say, just because I had a phone call from the President's office, that's not normal. So the psychiatrist in Huntercombe Hospital, yeah, how gutted was he when I got my sister, finally when I made contact with my sister, she came to the hospital, photographed a direct message off of the President of Lebanon, His Excellency Michel Sleiman, and I presented it to the assistant psychiatrist who was in the hospital, whereby, by the way, Dr. Alcock, yeah, where the fuck is Dr. Alcock when he should be working in Huntercombe Hospital? Why is it of all the weeks that I've been there, nearly a month, he was only going there once or twice a week, 1 hour, hour and a half, 2 hours on fucking off? I'm giving you breaking information about Huntercombe Hospital. Breaking information about Huntercombe Hospital. Yeah? And then how is he going to analyse me? A whole hospital here, we're talking about. A whole high category hospital. With both men and women on each side, separated of course. And by the way, I could tell you, who used to kick off most? The men or the women? Guess. I was shocked. I thought it would be the men. It was the women. There was more alarms going off in a mental health hospital because of the women on the women's side than there was from the men. There's an interesting finding. So Dr. Alcock couldn't be possible that he could do a Section 12 consultant psychiatrist report on me. You have to spend time to do a Section 12 with someone. No one's done that with me. No one. And if there are people who say that they have, yeah, bring it out. Let's sit down and debunk it. Let's debunk it online. Let's debunk my case online. Yeah, I don't really want to do it. But today I'm really angry because I've actually debunked how lawyers orchestrate the allocation of the calls that come through. These sectarian bastards, because that's what it is. I haven't told you half of the stuff that's currently going on around me right now that put me under considerable amount of pressures. I'm going to start a new panel. A panel which I can forward emails to and present information, evidence of my findings. And that panel will have some people on it that are of considerable clout. Some of you who have seen, who are watching this, who have been on that panel before, you'll be on it again. And every time I go on that and do that, every time I do that, yeah, I have to tell you this. Yeah, something happens to me. Whereby when I present information that I'm exposing, right, and I'm forwarding it to this panel, evidence, like for example the audio phone call from the president, or the audio phone call with the police, or the audio phone call with Chief Inspector Raj Kohli, who's in charge of both Camden and was in charge of both Camden and Islington Police Station. Raj Kohli, Kohli, Punjabi Singhiza, is no longer in charge of those police stations now. But I have spoken about his predecessor, the one that was before him, and Inspector Kearney. Inspector Kearney was the one who refused to allow me to speak to the Lebanese embassy, refused to allow me to speak to a lawyer, refused to allow me to speak to my family. That's called incommunicado. You fucking bunch of racist lawyers in Islington Police Station. They forwarded my case to another court that's the other side of where I am. When my local court, it should have went to there. But no. They done that because I already was confronted with a couple of charges prior to that. Yeah. And I hired lawyers, and both of them, one Oxford one and one Cambridge one, both of them I debunked them. Lisa Towell from Blackford's, head of criminal, a German Jew. Yeah, why did I pick a fucking German Jew to represent me? It's classic, yeah. Why did she tell me when I said to her, yeah, I used to go out with one of your staff, yeah, I was dating her for 5.5 years of my life. Why was she questioning how many years I was dating her? What the fuck has it got to do with you, how many years I was dating her, or whether your staff now has told you that it was for less or whatever? I don't give a toss if she wants to lie to you. That's your problem. But you were supposed to be representing me, yeah? Lisa Towell, yeah? Stay away from her. If you're a Muslim out there, stay away from her, yeah? If you're pro-Palestine out there, stay away from that kind of law firm. Don't forget, that's the law firm that, that's the same law firm that represented Prince Andrew. Do you understand? Yeah? So you got to be sectarian like them when they're sectarian to what they want to pick in the court cases that are presented to them.
Потому что прямо, то есть, классно, что я это уже знаю, да? Но в нее не влезет еще, это не будет сделано. Ну, то есть, с нее тогда надо забрать, полностью забрать. Ну, если это самый обычный человек, то может и стоит, но это как минимум логично. Ну, я вообще, я тебе так скажу, если честно, в профессиональных менеджеров если честно. Я не очень верю в профессиональный селс-менеджер.
Sorry. There you go. I just walked into this shop, right? this coffee shop, 2 people subscribed to me. And I'm on live right now as it goes. So you might see it later. Cheers. See ya. Do you remember them Spectrums? When they were out as electric vehicles?
А, я понял. То есть там это не важно. Идем вот так,
I told the law firms, one of the last law firms, that if I don't get representation from a lawyer, I'm going to throw a bucket of water at MP Emily Thornberry. Now, in my whole life, I've only threw one bucket of water at someone, and that was someone who was tormenting me in Islington Council, who baited me, and eventually, while I was going through eviction and have rights and laws not to be stressed or tormented by Islington Council while I'm going through eviction, there are laws there to defend me. That was exactly what he was doing, Mr. Singh. This is the very same person that I've debunked as buying drugs from someone I knew in the building I was in, buying soft drugs, smoking soft drugs while on duty as a concierge reception. Mr. Singh reported it to Islington Police Station, but you know what they're like with Islington Council. Yeah, they think the sun is shining out of their arse. And while I was going through that eviction, every time I was coming home, I was seeing him behind the reception, and he was laughing his head off. And here I am, stressed out, looking for a lawyer, trying to find a lawyer to represent me. This is when Keir Starmer had all the freedom of information requests denied because of him, because of Keir Starmer, who was going around telling all the eviction courts, all the eviction courts, the laws that are stipulated in the eviction courts. He was twisting them. He was telling other people to twist them, their lawyers, their judges. He was defining the laws of eviction in a different manner, perverting the course of justice. And there were so many complaints about him that for freedom of information about complaints about him that it was delayed, and then denied. I debunked them. I went into the courts, the legal eviction courts myself. I went in there. I sat down as a independent member of the public, watching court cases, eviction court cases, one after the other, watching how they deal with different cases, different types of evictions, different people, what they were up against. I learned a lot about it. And for me learning a lot about it, got to the stage where Clerkenwell magistrates, Clerkenwell Court, that is the eviction court, they were telling the staff in Clerkenwell were telling security not to let me in, to sit down and watch the courts, them so I can observe how they're treating and what's been wrong and how people are being evicted. Because, you know, I like to debunk things, you know, and it's my right. If you're evicted me when I know I have a right and I shouldn't be evicted, or a right that I and you deny it, and you deny me, then I'm going to debunk it. And so I present to the world that those freedom of information requests are because of Keir Starmer. And I know a lot of audience follow me because of I'm banned from contacting British MP Emily Thornberry. I'm banned from contacting Martin Clute, a councillor, another Jew. Yeah, I'm banned contacting Alice Perry, another councillor, yeah, another Jew, may I say. So there's 3 Jews that I'm banned contacting. Hello? Does that register? Is there a sink there somewhere? Who else am I banned contacting now? I'm now also, well, those are the people that I'm banned contacting. Oh yeah, a lawyer, Leslie Curtis, from Hopkins, Murray and Beskin, a firm in Finsbury Park. Another bitch lawyer who lied in front of Ombudsman on a phone call. She lied in front of Ombudsman on a phone call. Yeah, yeah, and I've got it recorded. But can you get the lawyer to deal with it? Nah, because they can't, because they will cover each other's asses. The biggest criminal organisation in the country is the Bar, B-A-R. That's the biggest criminal organisation in the country, where they organise the crime and say who should get this, and who should get that, and who should pay this, and who should be punished here. I still haven't a lawyer. It's not going to get any better. Why? Because when you get those Hulmaniral little paralegal slags, yeah, and they could come out and say, your mum's a cunt. Paralegal I'm talking about. Look up my debunking tips Twitter, one word, punch that up and see the lawyer in question. BK something. Bilal K something. Look them up. There's something that happened today that I haven't mentioned. Somebody gave me an anonymous call after that paralegal said your mum's a cunt. And that person said that they were from Co-op and that it was about my mother's funeral. Now, I've just found out it's got an update from my mum at home in Lebanon now. From hospital. And who is this person who contacted Co-op and is saying that they're calling about my mum's funeral. So I was talking to them, and then all of a sudden on the other line, I get Bilal, whatever we will call it, some Muslim firm, his firm, whereby that girl there that I have complained about, the paralegal girl, all of a sudden they call while I'm speaking to the person who's allegedly from Co-op. Now, what if someone's playing a prank on me, right? What a disgusting, trampy, wicked, malicious act. So if you're calling up Co-op, just very soon after this girl says your mum's a cunt, yeah, and then all of a sudden Co-op called me saying your mum's we're calling about your inquiry about your mum's funeral. My mum's not dead. So what's that all about? What's that all about? But you know what? Nobody's going to believe what I'm saying. Yeah? Why? Because there is an outdated, listen to me carefully, there is an outdated report in with the police, medical reports that's outdated. Yeah? And police are using that when they shouldn't be. And I'm being treated like shit. Yeah? I feel sorry for people out there who do have mental health problems. I really do feel sorry for them. Yeah, right. I remind the public, right until now, I'm not required to take any medication by any doctor in or outside this fucking country. Yeah, and I haven't been for decades. In fact, I'm not required to take medication. No doctor has said, Sam, you should be taking medication. No doctor has actually told that. So you think about that. You think about that. What does that mean to you in English? How does that fucking translate? My embassy here in London, the former First Consul, doesn't want me to tell the public about it because he's embarrassed. Has him up. But in doing so, he's ruining my life. He's allowing the abuse of international protocols to be violated. In fact, Hazim Abdus Samad was actually better than Rami Mortada, only in the sense that I could see more passion in him than I can with Rami Mortada. As far as I'm concerned, Rami Mortada, he's part of the British government, as far as I'm concerned. And as far as I'm concerned, the Lebanese government are part of the English government, the presidency side of it, the Maroniteness side of it. Yeah, and you know, when I start to bring up words of different religions, yeah, so fucking what? Anyone want to accuse me of sectarianism? Fuck off. There's 18 different countries in my country, 18 different sects in my country, yeah? You trying to say I can't fucking talk about what the fuck is going on? Yeah? You go to the Christian areas in Lebanon, they're all clean. They're all clean, like that pavement there. Look at that. Look at that pavement. But you go to the Muslim side, well, that was a bad example, weren't it? But that's out there in Lebanon, and the majority of Lebanon will agree with me on this, yeah? All the streets, they're better made, all the buildings are better made, all the staff out there in the employed world in Lebanon, yeah? Most of the Christian side of it, they're all getting paid better money than the Muslim side of it. And there is a complete imbalance of equality in Lebanon. And one of the things, if anybody was to ever say, what would one of the first things you'd do if you became leader of Lebanon? Well, I would certainly implement the racial laws, racism laws. one of the first things would be racism laws. Because Lebanon needs to be educated with racism. And when that racism is dealt with, yeah, when the racism that's currently made legal in Lebanon is the problem, yeah, when you have to wait for a leader, a prime minister has to be a Sunni sect, yeah, but yet when I say, oh, this one's a Maronite or this one's Christian, yeah, oh, you can't say that, it's sectarian, yeah, but it's all right for you to say that the president has to be a Maronite Christian and the prime minister has to be a Muslim, Sunni prime minister. So how do you debunk that? How does that work? Yeah, that's fucking racism. That's nothing short of racism. Anybody who tries to define that in any way, yeah, talk about any treaty that was embedded into your demented, fucked up, hostaged government, ungovernable government. You can't even answer the fucking phone today on your internal security forces in Lebanon. You ring up internal security forces, the phone number rings and rings and there's no fucking answer. How's that? You want to look up an area where there's a police station out there, or you ask a police officer to look into something for you, and he doesn't do it. How's that? While I'm at it, yeah? Any cunt who denies me access to my mum, you're a cunt. Yeah, you're a cunt. And I would love to say that to your face, whoever you are. Irrelevant who you are. I'd love to say it to your face. Except for the ones I'm bad contacting. But when you cross red lines and you've got someone like me who's patient enough, who's continuously being patient, you have to say that I'm incredibly doing well with myself, handling myself. You have to say it. That's how I conclude myself. I actually believe that. And I'll maintain it that way, because they're not going to do it, because I know that they are trying to get me to react. But I'll be up in front of the court representing myself. And that panel will be included in that court. And I'll be exposing names of the Prime Minister Said Hariri. I'll be exposing the names of the President Michel Sleiman, former that is. I'll be exposing the names that I've come across. I am still going to do a podcast that's going to be about 3 hours, 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours. But that might have to be divided into sections, because people are just not really got the time to watch an hour. My last podcast was an hour and a half. Yeah, it was an hour and a half, but it's jam-packed with, I was walking all across quite a few miles, and I went into different places. So there's different parts of that video that will be interesting, especially the one where I walked into the Jewish pub, yeah, which had signs all over that it was Jewish. Over the recent years, they were making it very clear there's a Jewish pub, big signs and all that. And then in July, August, before the October Hamas terrorist attacks, oh gosh, I might get they might gag this comment. Yeah. They changed the pub front. They removed the Israeli signs from that pub that I walked into. When I was in there, by the way, I heard the word there, someone mentioned the word bomb as I was in there. They commented the word bomb. Check it out on my YouTube. There's a last 1.5 hour podcast. So just a 2-minute walking in there and a racist comment already into how these people are mind programmed. But There's other parts of that video that were interesting, and I could certainly tell you that that was one of my most passionate videos so far. I've said that a couple of times, so it's getting more and more exposing. And it's a shame that I'm not really good at editing, so I can capture some of the important parts of this and out them on social media so that the public can see, because there's some bullet points that are really important that need to be seen by the public, and they need to be annotated properly so that in editing, so that they can be captured and viewed and exposed. And on that note, I'll bid you a good day.